Hello, good people. It's Ace Million here with a Retro versus 3 Plus stream. My God, it feels good to say that. Thank you for being here. If you're here, you're probably a good person. You probably save kittens and pick up trash on the beach in your spare time. To be honest, I really appreciate all the support. Being a coder, black coder at that, and having you guys support me the way that you do is definitely amazing. Please continue to support, continue to help me push this dream as far as it can go, continue to fight. This game is raw and it's us. So I'm gonna be jumping into the new system. This is not an update. This is not an upgrade. This is a complete transformation to a new system. I may miss a couple of things, and you're probably wondering why the game isn't up. Well, I actually want the things that I'm going to show you to be somewhat of a surprise. I want a lot of you to go in not blind, but to have that feeling of not knowing everything. I think that's kind of what I used to love about just being a consumer of video games back in the era of Sega Saturn and PlayStation 1, where you didn't have complete reviews and all this stuff. You would buy a game and just be like, okay, I hope this is amazing. And then once it is, it feels like, you know, everything. Now we got full review breakdowns before the game is even out. We know everything in every corner. But I'm gonna give you a very, very extensive look into what's new with Retro. Now, the reason why it's called Retro versus 3 Plus is because when I was trying to transfer it over to the new engine, I wanted everything I could possibly get to translate over. I didn't want the game to be different. I knew it would be different in ways. I knew it wasn't gonna be exactly the same game. So when I had to change things when it comes to the combat, I made sure that they felt better. I made sure that it was a better experience. I was fighting with this engine way before I just started working on it, because I had to figure out some big key things that would have jeopardized the gameplay of Retro. Once I figured out those loopholes and I got past it, it was much better experience and it flowed a little bit better. One of the most positive things, and you gotta excuse me, I'm gonna be talking fast. One of the most positive things is that every single fighter translated over. Every single. We did lose a couple of stages. Some stages just would not work on the new engine. So let me jump into one of the first things you're gonna be getting. And this is a system change, okay? We won't be using Mugen Engine anymore. That will be an obsolete experience. We're gonna leave that behind, and I'm gonna work on the future of Retro, making sure it's more future-proof and has, I guess, a longevity to its development. So let me jump into some of the new things. I tried to jot a lot of this down, but I know I missed some things. So with the new engine, you're gonna have a new camera system. So let's talk about the stages, right? So I'm gonna write this in: new camera system. And this camera system is basically, how can I explain it? It's kind of like, it's very unique. It has a speed on its scrolling. You can see every single thing. You don't have to worry about having places where you can't see. It's unique to each stage, and at the same time it is fully focused on the combat. You're able to zoom completely in or completely out, and the way that it scrolls, it really benefits having that 60 frames per second, and it gives it that look of that commercialized look. The new camera is what was one of the most difficult things to work on, and probably was the most time consuming things. Another thing that you can do is fully customize the graphics inside of the game. And like I said, I'm going to be skipping around. So here's the best way to explain that. You can customize on the fly in the options menu. You can go from 640 to 480. You can go to 19 by, what is it? 19 to something. You can go to full HD. You can go to 4K. I also have some shaders loaded. Well, the engine has some shaders loaded. Like about 3 that you can go to Scanline. You can go to, I think it's called HQ2, HQ4, where it can just smooth out the game. So that if you don't want that retro feel, if you want it to look modernized and updated, you can easily do that in the options menu. A lot of you struggled with uploading my old graphics patch. Well, now you just have to do a click of a button. And if your computer isn't fast enough to run the 1920 by 1080, you can go to 720, 16, 900. You can actually customize your own. You can customize your own definition if needed. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the gameplay changes. So the gameplay changes is kind of big, and one I need to tell you about is the full button mapping. That, oh god, I cannot type. All right, you know what? That's enough. And yeah, I'm leaving it. But basically, you can, well, I have mapped to L2 and R2. I also have made it, all the button inputs are quicker, more responsive. Everything is sharper. When you play the new Retro, you will see exactly what I mean. Having L2 and R2 being able to be used, because with Mugen it wasn't available. Having it to be used on this system, you're able to switch out on the fly. Combos that you would never be able to do are now able to be implemented into your gameplay. And it is amazing. That is literally, to me, one of the most important factors. It is the smallest factor, but to me, it is the most important factor, is that gameplay change. It is insane. It is more stuff with the L2 and R2 because I've changed a lot of things around. Every single character on the game, all 150 of these guys, or however many is on here, has been changed for this new system. Every single character has been edited for this new system. This is not an update. This is something way more major, and every character has been fine-tuned directly to this experience. And being able to have those button presses and be able to do that, you can do combos on the fly, things that you may have dreamed of that you couldn't really get off on the old Retro. You can do now in Retro 3 Plus, and it's amazing. Let's see. The combo system had to change, and this was one of the things that I was dealing with. And you probably are scared, like, oh my god, the combo, I love it. Trust me, the combo system now is even better. You have a different style of hit detection, where it's kind of hard to explain. I probably would make a video showing that more so, but the hit detection is a little bit smoother, and the character may not have as long hit stuff. I guess that's the best way I can put it. Also, the way that you gain special is a little different, because the ability to switch out on the fly has been refined to such a degree. I had to let the opponent that was taking the damage gain more special in combo system, you know, when you're taking damage, so power meter. So now they are able to break out quicker and have a better chance of getting back in the fight, because you know this game can be relentless if you're playing somebody on a high scale, high level. This new engine is definitely future proof. I'm gonna have to leave that word alone, because every time I try to say it, my mouth just struggles. But it's definitely, like, it's ready. Let's see, button layout, customize graphics. Let's see. We have new modes in here, and you know, with the old Retro 3, you probably didn't know. Well, you guys knew. With the old Retro, you had to have this. We had to have two systems in the game, where if you had to pick the red icon and pick what mode before the game would start, that is completely gone. You have single mode. That's one-on-one fighting. You have a new mode I call Brawl Out, where that is up to 4-on-4 simultaneous fighting, 3-on-3, or 2-on-2. And yes, that gets extremely insane. I only suggest 2-on-2, but I gave you the ability to fight 4-on-4 if you wish. I do not suggest it. Having Ryu, Akuma, Ken, and Sean out there fighting a whole squad of the Avengers is amazing, but it's totally insane, and you are gonna get bashed. But that mode is so fun. But it's in all of this is in the game. You don't have to leave. You don't have to exit. You don't have to set your controller to anything different. It is completely already set up for you. Tag mode used to be extremely difficult to navigate because the system we had to do. Tag mode is in all the time. You don't have to go back. Of course, it's 2 versus 2. I had ideas to change it, but the game did not feel good being 3 versus 3. I did work on that. I will never do 3 versus 3. Even that I could have the option to do 3 versus 3 or 2 versus 2. It was too complicated. It wasn't fun. Having the amount of smoothness to the tag out system, this was the best way to keep it. It's kind of hard to explain without showing you, but knowing that as soon as you switch out Ryu and you have Strider coming in and you know exactly where you want to be, because you got to understand my tag system is very, very detailed. It's different. So 3 versus 3 just wouldn't work. It was just all over the place. And now you have turns mode. I think you'll know from SNK, but it's kind of like a tournament mode now. And you're probably asking, what do you mean? You can do all the way up to 8 versus 8 players. This is good for party. If you got people coming over, you're gonna have a big event, you can do 8 versus 8 players. That part to me is so fun. Even too, if you want to train, say if you and your friend wants to fight the game or go against the world, you can do 2 versus 8. And this is turns, which I also call like tournament mode. You can do 1 versus 8. You can do 3 versus 5. Whatever you want to do, that's available. And that mode we love, because just sitting around cheering your homeboy on, like, come on, please kill Donovan, is literally the most amazing thing. Also, a new mode that you may recognize is ratio mode. That is from Capcom vs SNK, and it's 3 versus 3, and you get to choose who will be worth what. And it's not always 3 versus 3, but you get to choose who is worth what level of difficulty. I mean, you know, level of strength. You guys should have played Capcom vs SNK. If you're here, you know what that is. I'm going to talk a little about some of the new things that's in the game that goes beyond the combat system. Like I said, the combat system you really have to play. Of course, all the characters that was updated from the regular one from Mugen have been updated here. Everything that's new is new on here. But you can switch characters during the versus screen now, and that is so cool. If you have, like, have you seen now, you see Ryu in versus Wolverine, if you had Ken on your team and you push left or right, that picture would dissipate and turn into Ken, and it's just dope seeing that on the fly. We can now, I'm trying to remember, guys. I'm trying to remember. You can now have voices when you select your character. So if you pick somebody from Capcom, I could say Capcom or Street Fighter or Captain Commando. Of course, there's too many characters on the game, and I haven't did the voices for that yet. I did try Captain Commando, but that's something that isn't urgent to work on, and will be probably implemented in the future. But this is another thing that can be done. Even better things is I can now stack characters. So we can have stacking select screens, kind of like, what do you call it? Smash Brothers? The new Smash, where if a character is similar to another one, it can stack on top. And that is something that it's just dope to see, to have. Like, okay, if you go to the DBZ section, you can scroll through all of the what do you call it, the DBZ characters. I'm trying to think, is it anything else that I'm missing? Training mode is different. Training mode is only Dan. You can only fight Dan in training, but you can train with your tag fighting now, and you can still train against a friend, but it's in a different mode, and that's just something that I couldn't change. All of these modes are co-op. That's something new too. This system is actually, I had a guy that helped me, cause this system was so detailed and so difficult to work on that I was literally asking for help, and he helped me get these modes working. So I made sure all the modes were co-op. You can still do the fake 4-player mode, and it's even easier on here. All you have to do is hook up 4 controllers. I don't know why I was typing it. So just hook up 4 controllers, 2 versus 2, tag mode. There's your 4-player, and you can all play like that, or you can do the brawl out mode. I don't know why you would want 4 controllers for well, not brawl out mode, for turns. Now, I am asking the guys to try, the developers of the engine, to help me get complete 4-player mode in there, so where when we do play brawl out mode, we can have 2 versus 2, and it'd be all humans, all human characters. But that has to be implemented deeper in the system. Even though we was able to change a lot of things, we still needed that little deeper coding before we could get something like that in. And I didn't want to wait. I was waiting, but I didn't want to wait any longer. And this engine has already provided so much new stuff. Literally could be called Retro 4, to be honest with you guys. The graphics is amazing. Having those scan lines be able to just be switched on and off is amazing. It's so much stuff that I don't have in the game that can be in the game. But like I said, I have to learn this stuff. I don't know how to do everything yet. So I just was creating what I can, creating the best experience of what I could do with the knowledge that I had from the previous engine. This is not the same. It is not the same as Mugen. And another thing, this engine can be on different systems. I'm working on getting it on Linux. It may be able to work on Linux right now, but I'm not sure until I can go and test it. You should be able to put this on a RetroPie. You should be able to load it into your arcade. And I think it would actually be easier to get this on your PS4. The thing with the system is that this actual engine that I'm using, people do use for Steam games and stuff like that. But of course, because we got Wolverine and all these Capcom and Marvels, we can't go that route. Not yet. That is the future. Also with this engine, you're getting 2 new fighters that that was complete. They're coming with the package, and if you are a premium user, to upgrade will be extremely cheap. It will be extremely cheap. We already had a price model, and basically it's just a small donation to upgrade. You get the 2 new fighters, you get all this stuff, you get every single thing that was on the old retro, you get the experience. You also are getting a package that I am not even telling you what's in the package yet, but it's going to be more amazingness. This is an experience. I want to give you an entertainment experience that you would be like, okay, that was worth it. That was worth it. So premium users, the upgrade will be cheap. And I thank you, man. I thank you guys. I think that is it. That is all that I can think of. It's a couple of things that's changed with the way the grabs work, and the way that it counts your combos now, and the way that the burst, I think it's called the Phantom Burst, is like, it's just some things that going in detail now without seeing it won't be as beneficial. It is a lot of changes to the combat. Okay, let me go tell you this. You can now edit the speed with percentages, because some people like to play retro a little slower. Right now retro runs at 105. This is what Retro Plus is. It's a little faster than Retro 3, right? So if you like the old Marvel vs. Capcom play, you can change your speed to 95. If you like Capcom vs. SNK, you can change it to 90. If you like, I don't know, Guilty Gear, you can go to 85. Or if you like, I need it to feel like the old school retro, you can go to 115. You can edit the speed on the fly, and that is one of the coolest things about it. It's so many things you can do with this system, guys. So many things. If you get a chance, if you want to know exactly what you can do with this system, if you want to help me figure things out, please inbox me on Facebook from the Facebook group Retro Versus Community. A new legend is born. You can also edit the let's see, you can edit the tag, not tag, but what you call it, the tournament settings, if you guys wanted to have more health gain and stuff like that on win. It's just a lot of little things, dude. It's a lot of little things. I don't suggest you edit the power gauges, because I specifically based it off balance, but I give you the ability to do so. So if you change it and then you go to what you call it, tag, I guess, tag, you're gonna have trouble, because if a character starts to beat you and you gave him too much special gain, he's gonna be able to constantly switch in and out, because it costs like, I think, a meter and then 500. Yeah, so, and that, man, tag feels so freaking amazing. Oh my god, that tag is, you have to play it. Me talking is not doing anything. It's not doing anything. This is better than what you think. You gotta play. I don't even want you to see the game. That's how amazing it is. I want you to jump in and be like, you know what? Yep. I see what he was saying. This is worth it. So premium users, extremely low point to upgrade. You get the 2 new fighters. You get everything that you're seeing now. You get all the fighters that was on the previous game. You get a care package from Ace Million. You get amazing crap to download. This is something you need to get. People that's first looking into retro, if you're looking for the old links will not be available at some point. Also know you should get Retro 3 directly from Ace Million or Ace Million source. If you don't, I cannot guarantee what you're getting. People be putting some crazy stuff out there. I've seen my game on some weird websites. Ain't got nothing to do with those websites, bro. Thank you guys for the support. Please continue to donate. To keep this game alive, you must continue to donate. That is the truth. Times are hard for everybody. I'm trying to provide entertainment. I'm doing this alone. I don't have nobody. I'm by myself. Okay, I'm alone. That's a little deeper than what I want to go to. Also, announcement. I want to announce that Cell will be coming to the game. Cell will be released in an update. And how we're going to start doing that is we're going to update every couple of months or every month. I don't know. 2 months. I don't know. We're going to try. Don't hold me to nothing, bro. Please don't. But Cell is going to be coming in the future. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep everybody on one retro. It's not going to be 16 different models of retro anymore. So when the update comes, unless it's something drastic like character falling through the floor or something, I will just update it that day or week and just let everybody re-download it like that. But if it's a big future, like a 2-month in update, and it's not something that's important or drastic to change, then a character will come with that update. That will have a cost. So if you're a premium user, and I'm not trying to say prices right now because I'm not exactly sure. I've been calling premium users and talking to you guys. So the people that have already supported retro are kind of what's making the prices. I've been talking to you guys because honestly, I feel like everything is worth $3,000. You want to be honest, $5,000, because it took me so long to make. What, you want a character? $5,000 every new guy. But I know that's not logical, but I'm by myself. I work on this by myself. I can no longer do one character, sell it for $3.99, and wake up out of my sleep, come up here, upload a full game with that one character directly into your game, you know, patch it, put it online, give you the link, give you the password for $3. It is absolutely insane to do so. So we're going to start packaging merch with characters. We're going to start having the characters being put inside the new game. So if you bought premium and you're up to date, then it'll only be a small price point. When I say small, it's going to be small. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't act like y'all ain't got something. Don't do that, gamers. I know where we come from. I know gamers, we're about getting everything as cheap as possible. But this is different. This is different. But so Cell will come with the, I need to stop talking so much. Cell will come with the new update. And that's how we're gonna do that. It's gonna have a price point. And it's all gonna be introduced at the same time. No more people getting left behind having the old retro. If you're okay with the retro that you have, still play that one. There's nothing wrong with it. It's amazing. Still the best fighting game of all time. Or, you know, yeah, I said it. If you don't feel that way, man, why are you here? Why are you here? Thank you. I got a lot of inspiration from you guys, a lot of inspiration from the community. Shout out to everybody that has anything to do with any parts of Retro Versus. The supporters, the characters, the creators, every single aspect. Even though I say I do this alone, it is not truly alone. It's so many minds and geniuses went into the development of the characters that I use, of the stages that I design. Even though I have my own stuff that I want to use, and that's the future of my dream, is to use all my own characters, I thank you for supporting what we do with what we have. A new legend is born. Retro Versus 3. Thank you for listening.